Dear students, have you ever seen something that was unfair? Have you ever felt so bad about something that you would do anything to fix it? That is how Levi Ives felt when his friend Darcy was taken away from their hometown of Sodbury, Pennsylvania. Levi Ives is an 11-old boy who created a Daredevils club with his friends Possum and Jupiter in Pennsylvania. He and his friends love adventure and decided to try and outrun bulls, even jump off cliffs, and investigate problems in their hometowns. Levi begins to write letters in 1853 to his brother Austin about all their adventures because Austin is trying to claim land in Oregon by going on the Oregon Trail. Miss Amelia takes care of Levi while Austin is away and treats Levi like her own son. She cares for him even though she forces him to take these dreadful dance classes. Levi tells Austin all about these terrible dance lessons to the music of a fiddler in all of his letters. He tells him how every day Darcy would come by and listen to the fiddler just so she could sing along. All of these letters were written during the time period called slavery. You might have heard of it, but slavery is just a word that means people with white skin color can control people with a dark skin color for them to do work for no pay in certain states. In this time period, the people with dark skin color are called slaves, and the white men were called masters. Masters would pay thousands of dollars to buy a slave to work in their fields so they could make more money. This is why there are horrible consequences for a slave that runs away from their master. Slaves were actually brought to the Americas in 1502, where the first African slaves arrived in the New World in the service of the Spanish. They continued to bring Africans over to the Americas to be used as slaves for work. 1 year before Levi was writing these letters in 1852, a famous book was written called Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe that informed the public about the horrors of slavery and helped contribute to the start of the Civil War. Miss Amelia later tells Levi about a mysterious underground railroad that takes slaves to freedom. The conductor of this secretive railroad is a woman named Harriet Tubman. They have named her Moses as a nickname because she led people out of slavery like Moses did in the Bible. Do you think that Miss Amelia is talking about a real railroad that is underground to take people to slavery to freedom? Levi actually learns that this is just what the system is called for protecting slaves on their way to places that are free. Levi's best friend Jupiter has a dark skin color, and they are loved going on adventures together. One day, Jupiter's sister Darcy was kidnapped by slave traders who come and pick up slaves that they think have run away from their master. Levi feels a little responsible for this terrible thing because his dance teacher told the slave traders about Darcy coming around the dance studio. Jupiter is deeply, deeply saddened by losing his only sister, and he is set to go and find her. Levi and Jupiter begin on a journey to the south to find Darcy and bring her home safely. On their journey, Levi and Jupiter meet several people, and one dark night they see dark faces staring back at them. They discover they are actually talking to none other than the Harriet Tubman, the conductor of the Underground Railroad. This was amazing, and they're so relieved to have met somebody to help them. But does Harriet Tubman help them find Darcy? Do they find Darcy in the end? Do they all make it home safely after this long, difficult journey? You are going to have to read this book, Dear Austin, Letters from the Underground Railroad by Elvira Woodruff to find out. The book is written completely in letters from Levi to Austin, and it is so interesting. You won't want to put it down. I'll catch you at the end of the Underground Railroad. Sincerely, Miss Fowler.